Hey guys, it's Nice Clips back with another Degrassi commentary video, and today we're going to be discussing the Degrassi black hole.
This is a case for the FBI.
So if you are not aware of the Degrassi black hole, it's basically a phenomenon that fans use to group together characters who disappeared out of nowhere. So as a Degrassi character, your main goal would be to graduate from the school, but unfortunately that's just not the case for some of the characters because they are sent off of the show by either being written off or killed off. Either way, they are given a reason for their exit, but for some of the characters, they just have no reason for leaving the show. They are just gone, poof, one episode, and we never see them again. And most of the time, they are never ever even mentioned again. Like, you will never hear their name come out of another character's mouth after their exit. So that is the case with these black hole characters. And for characters who were not very essential to the storyline, there is really no point for the writers to come up with, a big elaborate reason for an exit because it just doesn't matter. But the problem with the Degrassi black hole was that some pretty prominent characters would fall victim to it. And it's just all very strange, and as an audience I'm pretty sure we all would have liked some type of reason behind some of these characters just vanishing from the show. So who were these characters? Was there any reason that their actors left the show? Did they deserve more than just a crappy send-off with no reason? Let's get into it. The first character we saw to be black-holed was Kendra Mason. So Kendra is the adoptive sister of Spinner Mason, and as we know, our guy Spinner is one of the most iconic characters in the whole show. How did the writers think they were going to get away with giving him a sister, sending her off with no reason behind it, and never mentioning her again after she's gone? I mean, Spinner got cancer. He was shot. And where was Kendra? We were just supposed to pretend that she just did not exist anymore. So Kendra was portrayed by this girl named Katie Lai, and her last appearance in the show was this clip right here where she just walks by at the end of season 3, and there is a huge rumor within the fandom that Katie left the show because her parents pulled her out because she was supposed to have a quote-unquote intimate scene with Toby, and a lot of fans believe that this is false because first off, Toby was already starting to dwindle down in favor with the writers as a character, so were they really going to give him an intimate storyline with Kendra? I don't think so. And secondly, fun fact, Katie's brother appears in Degrassi season 10. His name is Timothy Lai, and it's just all very weird because if Katie's parents were so against Degrassi and the storylines they were going to give her daughter, why would they even allow their son to be in the show? So it just doesn't really add up. We won't really know the full reason of why Katie left the show. Maybe the writers were just done with her character, which is fine, but give us something, Next character, Hazel Adams, and I don't think she is considered a black-holed character within the fandom, but I'm sorry, I consider her black-holed because why did all of her friends go to college, and where was she? Paige, her best friend, did not mention her at all. Nobody in the friend group mentioned, oh, Hazel is down at like California. I don't know. They just forgot about her, and I feel very disrespected on behalf of Andrea, the girl who played Hazel, because she even talks about it often about black characters not really getting the storylines and amount of screen time that they deserve in the TV industry in general, and I feel like she was definitely a victim to that. I mean, they gave Hazel absolutely zero storylines in her time on the show. She was just there to be Hazel's sidekick, and that is essentially why Andrea left the show, because she felt like she wasn't really getting anything out of it. And even though she did graduate, her exit from the show just still feels a little bit wrong to me, so I had to mention her. Let me know if you guys agree. The next character that we see getting black-holed is this fellow here, Hague. Ugh, he makes his first appearance in season 5 as an annoying little kid who thinks he's better than Jimmy because Jimmy's in a wheelchair. Jimmy shows him out on the courts, and after that he humbles down, he gets better, he becomes best friends with Liberty's brother. A lot of people find them annoying, but I absolutely love this friendship. I found it kind of funny. But in season 8, this kid becomes a menace. He is an abuser.
Too bad you couldn't on game day.
A harasser.
Sucker punch the
And Danny is just like, look, I do not want to be friends with you anymore because you have just turned into like I don't even know the word to describe it, but Derek disappears one episode, like just poof, gone. He is last seen on this show making fun of Holly J in the cafeteria, and after that, he is no more. There is one mention of him after he disappears, and his name is called like on the intercom to the principal's office, so there is a fan theory that he was expelled, which makes a lot of sense, but it's just kind of weird because he had a lot of screen time in season 8 and then he was just gone, and it's like, well, where did he go? As for the actor, his name is Mark Donato, and I could not find any particular reason on why he may have left the show. Maybe the audience was just sick and tired of his character, but he did appear in Drake's I'm Upset video, so that's something. Alright, the next set of characters we saw blackholed, I'm going to group them together because they were just very boring, and they are Leia Chang and Blue Chessie. I don't know if there's some type of fancy pronunciation of that, but anyways, let's start with Leia. She came in season 8 as Mia's new best friend, but she was only her best friend for like half an episode because Mia had like the whole modeling scandal, but my gosh, she was like so boring. She added absolutely zero personality to the storyline, and she actually disappeared in like season 9, but then came back in season 10 for like 2 episodes and then disappeared again for good, and she was never mentioned ever again after that. And it's just like, wow, that was absolutely pointless. And then we have Blue, who was really just there to be Holly J's boyfriend, and he was the most unflavorful, just boring character ever. So yeah, these are definitely the 2 least impactful black hole situations, but still pretty weird nonetheless. Alright, let's talk about our next black hole character, who was Wesley Bettenkamp, and this one is a little bittersweet because Wesley was very funny, but at the same time he wasn't very interesting, so it was kind of like a weird dichotomy with this character. His last appearance was in this episode where he was actually given a storyline. Wesley is usually just like a side character, like the funny nerdy friend, but he was actually given a storyline and it was about like driving or something like that, and that was it. Like, he was never mentioned or never seen again afterwards. So apparently Spencer Van Wyck, who is Wesley's actor, he was quote unquote informed that his character was used to the fullest extent, which is like, dang, that's kind of sad for him. But I kind of agree, because even though Wesley was pretty funny as a side character, as a main character with actual storylines revolved around him, I just don't really think the writers could have really done anything interesting. So I definitely want to know you guys' thoughts about him, and I'm curious to see what would have happened if he did stay and graduate with the rest of his class. Now, the last character that we saw blackholed in this show, and the most disrespectful case, in my opinion, was Dave Turner. The reason why this black hole just does not sit right with me is because Dave was a main character. Like, he added so much to the storyline. Whether you liked Dave or not, you cannot tell me that he deserved to just be written off with not a single mention afterwards. Dave's last appearance was in Adams' tribute episode, and yeah, after that he's just forgotten about. It's very disappointing because Jamel French contributed a lot to this show. He was an amazing actor. I just feel like he was very underrated, and this case of the black hole was very disappointing for me. So yeah, that's gonna wrap up this video. Please let me know if I missed any characters. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll catch you in my next video.